All right, let's talk about one of Python's most essential tools, the range function. Seriously, if you've ever found yourself typing the same line of code again and again and thought, there has to be a better way, well, you're in the right place. Let's get into it.
So here's the game plan. We're going to start with a problem that every single coder runs into. Then we'll build up our understanding of range one piece at a time. We'll go from a simple count to choosing our own start to taking massive steps. By the end, you'll see exactly why this one function is so fundamental in Python.
Okay, first things first. Let's talk about that big, annoying challenge that everyone faces when they start coding, repetition. That feeling when you're just doing the same thing over and over.
Let me ask you a simple question. How would you print hello 5 times? Seems easy enough, right? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I mean, you could just do this, right? Copy and paste. And yeah, for 5 lines, whatever, it works. But what about 50 times? What about 500? No way. That gets super messy, it's a pain to manage, and it's just asking for a mistake. There's got to be a better way.
And of course there is, so say hello to our solution, the Python range function, in its most basic form. This is where the magic of automation really begins.
So what is range at its core? You can think of it as a number generator. It's a super efficient little machine that just spits out a sequence of numbers whenever you ask it to. It's the perfect tool for telling your code, hey, do this action exactly this many times.
Okay, now lean in, because this is the most important part. If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. There are 2 simple rules. Rule 1, Python, like most programming languages, starts counting at 0. And rule 2, this is the one that gets everybody. It always stops one number before the number you tell it to stop at.
So let's break that down. When we write range 5, what's happening under the hood? Python starts at its default, which is 0. It then generates the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when it gets to 5, it hits the brakes. It says, whoa, that's my stop sign. It never actually includes that final stop number. So the result is 5 numbers total, from 0 up to 4.
Starting at 0 is great. It's the default. But let's be real, we don't always want to start there. So what if we need more control? What if we want our count to begin somewhere else? Well, that brings us to the next level of using range.
Just look at this side-by-side comparison. It makes it super clear. On the left, range of 8 does its normal thing. Starts at 0, gives you 8 numbers. But on the right, look at range 5:8. We're giving it 2 numbers now, a start and a stop. And just like that, it starts counting at 5, and it still stops before 8. So we get 5, 6, 7. We've just unlocked a whole new layer of precision.
And now for the final piece of the puzzle, the pro move. We know how to set the start, we know how to set the stop, but what if we want to count by 2s or 3s? Or what if we want to, get this, count backwards? This is where range gives you absolute, total power.
This third number you can add is called the step. Check out the first example. A step of 2 gives us all the even numbers. The second one, with a step of 3, jumps from 1 to 4 to 7. But look at that last one. This is the real game changer. A negative step tells it to count backward. So range 5:0-1 starts at 5 and counts down to 1. How cool is that? This opens up so many possibilities.
So we've looked at the 1, 2, and 3 argument versions of ranging. We've seen how it works. Now let's just zoom out for a second and talk about why getting this right is such a big deal for any Python developer.
Let's do a quick lightning round summary. Key takeaways. Number 1, the stop value is exclusive. Don't forget it's never included. 2, start is going to be 0 unless you tell it otherwise. 3, step is going to be 1 by default. 4, a negative step is your secret weapon for counting down. And finally, the most important point, all of this makes range the absolute perfect partner for controlling for loops.
And that's really the beauty of it all, isn't it? It all comes down to just 3 potential numbers: a start, a stop, and a step. With just those 3 little inputs, you can generate pretty much any sequence of numbers you can possibly think of. That's a ton of power in a very small package. So I'll leave you with this thought. You now have the key to controlling repetition. You can count up, you can count down, you can skip numbers, you can do whatever you need. You have precise command over your loops. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?